Getting in shape for an Ironman, when you said the scare, you need to wake up every day and something needs to scare you to get into shape and in order to run that triathlon. That takes more than just like willpower. That takes over your entire being as a person. What was the transition like for that? How is that waking up every day going, okay, you got to get your ass out of bed. You have to, one, eat the right things, and two, you got to train your ass off. That's not easy for a lot of people.
No, and like I can't speak on his experience, and he did it even crazier than me because he did 3 months. I gave myself like 9 or 10 months.
3 months, man. Jesus.
Yeah, it's next level. It's respect though, because it's like it shows like how much the mind can will through something even if the body's not fully ready. But for me, it was like I was living and working in New Zealand for about a year and a half.
No way.
And then I backpacked across Asia, Europe for like 3 months, partied 90 days. I probably partied 60 of those days.
Wow.
So I was conditioned, but not the same conditioning. And then when I got back, I started like lifting weights and getting back into my usual stuff. But it was like, it wasn't stimulating. Like I didn't have my competitive sports anymore. I wasn't training for anything. And then I got in the weird part of YouTube one day and I seen Ironman. And I was like, man, I couldn't do that. And then it's like, well, maybe I could. I could. And then eventually I just signed up. No bike, couldn't swim barely, like all this shit. And I was like, I'll figure it out. And then in the year going up to it, you quickly figure it out.
In what sense? Like what's a reality that faces you really quick?
You're going to need to be able to swim 3.8 kilometers with no assistance.
I'm trying to picture what's 3.8 kilometers from here.
So let's use a pool for an example.
Okay.
So a pool is 25 meters. So don't quote me on the math here, but how many laps in a pool would that be?
A lot. 30, 380.
4, 8, 12. Okay, so 300
I'm trying to think what a football field is. 100 yards?
100 yards?
100 yards, yeah.
Yeah. Like, are yards and meters basically the same? Close?
They're very close.
Can you look that up, Mark?
It'd be like 40. I think if you can think of the Long Lake Boys, like the open water swim course at Long Lake,
Okay.
those boys there kind of thing,
Yeah.
you go around those 4 times.
Okay, I
Like
can
the
picture
entire
that.
thing.
I can picture that.
Yeah.
How far is Dartmouth to Halifax in the harbor?
I don't know, Mark. Do you know?
Not
I
3.8K.
can look up from my place to here. It's to give us an idea.
Maybe a kilometer. 3.8K is enough. You do an out and back for the
Yeah.
race courses. It's enough when you normally more when you get fog and stuff over the water.
You can't see the
you
end.
can't see where the boys end. So you just know you're swimming out the lake. It's hard to put it into words.
And
Okay, sorry. Keep going.
I was just going to say, like, for him, he was a competitive swimmer, so it was nothing. But for me, like, my first day I went to the pool, I did, like, maybe flailed around like a wounded animal for, like, 300 meters max, like, with breaks. And I was like, holy fuck, this is hard. And then I was like, okay, I got to do that, like, 12 times in a row with no breaks out in the water where I don't have anything supporting me.
So wait, how far is the swim? How far is the distance for the swim?
3.8 kilometers. So
Okay, so it's halfway to your house. You got to swim.
yes.
Holy shit! That's from here. That's like from here to the bridge.
Yeah, it's almost like the entire distance of the arm.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so
And
it's-
is that the hardest one, the swim?
For most people, no, that's technically like the rest.
I'd say for a lot of people it is though, because there's like it's in terms of distance, it's the shortest distance, but a lot of people aren't swimmers growing up. I had a huge advantage having like 8 years of competitive swimming under the belt.
Definitely.
So it's, for me, 3 months of training, I was the top 150 out of 3,000 people out of the water. Whereas, this guy was not a great swimmer. So it's not just 3.8K, it's 3.8K with thousands of people around you.
Yeah, that must
You're
suck.
getting kicked in the face. And
No
like,
way.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, there's triathlon training specific. You'll hear of people learning takeovers in the water where you're literally like rolling over top of people to get past them because they're in your way, and you'll get like boxed in by people.
No way.
Or you'll like grab feet kind of thing. People will grab feet and
No.
throw them underneath them. Yeah, just to get over top of them because they're in their way.
Is there a competitive nature to it rather than a I just want to finish nature? Is it a split group of people?
100%.
Split. So what they do is they take the pros and the fastest people, and they basically group you by your estimated time you're going to finish it in.
Okay.
And the fastest people go first, so then they don't like run over the slower people.
Yeah,
But
that's okay.
But if you pick your time wrong and you're not as fast as you think you are, and people are faster behind you, they're not going to hesitate to run you over.
Is there any like drama in the I know there's a transition where you take your shoes off and you have to go into the bike. Is there any like that motherfucker hit me back and I'm gonna make sure that I not? Is there any of that stuff like greasiness?
I don't think so, because like you'd
Yeah.
never know who did it, because everyone's got like
Yeah.
the same color head things on. You're in the water. Everyone's kind of in their own zone.
And they're in wetsuits, so by the time you're in the tent, the wetsuits are off. So you have
Yeah.
like unless and so many wetsuits are the same. So it's like it could be one of 20
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. So
There's definitely like a cutthroat group of people in the front that are actually racing. And then you have like, I think the more supportive people in the back, they're like, oh my God, 3.8K.
Yeah.
Like, help me out. And then somewhere in the middle is the people like Liam saying that are getting run over and really having a rough time.
No, I held on, but I was just scared shitless. Like, I was like, at any point where I was like, oh, I could slow down, I'd have somebody like hitting my feet, and I was like, oh, I can't slow down actually, because if I slow down, then I'm gonna get literally ran over.
Wow, that's a moment in your life that you'll never forget. Like that's a sink or swim moment, literally. You'll sink or swim.
Legit.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Training for that, it must you how do you train for something like a swimming aspect of it? Because if you're swimming by yourself in the Dow pool, yeah, it's pretty simple. You got to go long, that but having people around you swimming, kicking you in the head, oh man, that how do you train for that aspect of it? That's tough.
I don't think there's a one-shoe-fits-all approach. But
Yeah.
like for me personally, like I joined a triathlon club and immediately hired a coach like right away because I knew I didn't know what I was doing. I needed to outsource to someone who did.
Yeah.
And sometimes in the triathlon practices at the end, they would like remove the lanes and they would have like the 50 of us like go in circles as one giant pack to kind of like
yeah. Let's yeah.
forced assimilation. So that kind of worked pretty good because we get used to like catching the occasional like shot in the pool.
Yeah.
That, toughens you up.
Yeah.